Hey, what's up guys? MintCity here back again with another video, and that video being the second official episode of the Minty Mobile Games podcast. Here we are yet again, already on the second episode. It's been a while since our first episode, and I do not have a guest for this episode. I'm still figuring out the intricacies and kind of the tools and tricks of the trade to do a podcast with a guest who lives so far away instead of in person. Now, I'm very excited for this guest that I hopefully have by the end of the month. He's just waiting on me. He's very available and very willing to help in any way he can. Just to give you a little bit of a backstory or kind of a little taste test before we actually have him on the Minty Mobile Games podcast, I'm very excited for this guest. I actually discovered this guy through YouTube. Now, I basically consume almost all YouTube, and then I watch some streaming services with my wife. Now, I found this dude's content searching up various games, mainly indie games, and I was watching his video, and I was like, man, this is a very high quality video, very useful. I really like this guy's style and narration. I'm very impressed. I'm going to scroll down and just give him a sub because I'll definitely be consuming more of his content. Might as well sub. I go down and he just barely passed 100 subscribers, and I was blown away. This guy has such high quality content, and he honestly has better content than people with thousands of subscribers, hundreds of thousands. So I commented underneath that video, the first video I found of him, and I said, wow, I cannot believe how few subs you have. You are going to explode. You are going places. Do not quit. Do exactly what you're doing. And I didn't expect a response or anything. I just know as a creator, it really helps to hear people seeing the potential in yourself. And it helps you, helps fuel the fire, so to speak. And he ended up responding to me. And he was like, oh, that's awesome. And we just kind of struck up kind of a mutual friendship is what I like to think of it as online. And we kind of just communicate from time to time. And I really appreciate his thoughts. And I think he just is a really good dude, to put it very simply. And so I'm very excited to have him on the podcast. So just know that the reason this guest is not in this episode it's my fault, but I think I found a solution. I've been testing it out. I just want to make sure that we don't have to retake a podcast episode with a guest. I want it to be as raw and unfiltered as possible, and by retaking it, it kind of ruins some of that magic, so to speak. So there's an update, but I'm very excited, and hopefully we will have him by the end of the month, and I think it will be an absolute treat of an episode for everyone involved, listeners as well as podcasters alike. So there's a little update on that. Wow, it's the new year. Still crazy, still adjusting to the new year. Hope everyone is starting the new year off right and are persevering. And now we just have Valentine's Day to look forward to. It seems like holidays are so perfectly spread in between that you're just always having a holiday to look forward to. Some of them aren't as cool as others, let's be real, but it's always nice to extend that finish line and have something else to work towards or look forward towards. Valentine's Day, if you have someone special, definitely enjoy it. Plan ahead, boys. Those of you who don't really plan ahead right now. Reserve that dinner for your special loved one, and also, not to be like, I'm adhering to some stereotypes here. It doesn't apply to everyone. But if you're anyone who just sucks at planning things out, here's your reminder. Go reserve a nice dinner date, or order a really nice, thoughtful gift or something like that. Because sometimes I've had to be reminded of that in the past. Luckily, I've established a pretty good habit. And so this is your reminder. Here's your sign. Yep. Now we are about 4 minutes in, and we haven't even talked about any mobile games, but it wouldn't be a Minty Mobile Games podcast intro without a ramble. That's the tradition, as I always say. Now, if you guys hear jingling or jangling in the background, those are my fur babies, my kids. I have 3 dogs walking below me underneath the table and curled below me. And so I guess we'll just have to deal with it. Just imagine some cute puppies and dogs chilling with me as I record this podcast. Now, this one's going to be another loosely bulleted podcast, kind of a go with the flow, kind of a conversation, me talking to you about certain things I've been thinking about in the mobile gaming space, as well as maybe games I've been enjoying or checking out and other things of that nature. So to begin, I've been thinking about what genres perform extremely well on mobile, genres that don't, as well as genres that surprisingly work well, even though they have the appearance of not working well on the platform. Now, genres that work well on mobile. I think the perfect game to play on mobile is a card game. So that can involve deck builders, multiplayer card games, just anything with cards. It is made for mobile. It's gotten to the point where I will not even touch a card game unless it comes out on mobile. I don't play them on PC anymore because the accessibility of having them on the phone is just insanely awesome. And then on top of that, if I want a bigger screen, I have my iPad, which is still better, and I can be more comfortable. I don't have to go sit at my desk and use a mouse and all of this. Admittedly, I'm sure there's some situations where a PC would be better, or maybe some people even prefer playing card games on console. I have no idea. But me personally, I will not touch a card game until it comes out on mobile. A little backstory, I was obsessed with Magic the Gathering in high school. Now, I actually played competitively. I would go to Friday Night Magic every Friday night, and play against the competition at my local game shop in the small town that I lived in. And then also in between those Friday nights, I would play with a ton of friends that would meet up at a coffee shop. And so I loved Magic the Gathering. That's really what got me into playing card games in general. And that was in high school. And I remember it was kind of like this, almost a closet hobby. I don't know. I wasn't necessarily embarrassed about it, but I wasn't sharing it with friends. Because just to give you a little backstory on MintCity in high school, I was I was perceived a lot as a jock just because I was on the basketball team and I played football for a short time and I was on the track team, and I was mostly known for basketball and stuff. That's definitely my sport and one of my passions to this day. I love basketball, but for some reason in high school, everyone thinks you have to belong to a certain group. And I was kind of a nomad. I would bounce between all the groups. I'd hang out with the jocks, so to speak, or the athletes. And then I'd go hang out with the nerds or the geeks, so to speak. And then I'd go hang out with the people in the drama class and stuff. I just enjoyed getting little bits and tastes of all of these cliques or groups, so to speak, because I think people are more complicated than just sticking to one thing. But here's why I'm explaining that. So I never really told people that I played Magic the Gathering, and people would always be astonished that I was so into Magic the Gathering, because I think Magic the Gathering, unfortunately, still has this stereotype of neckbeards or sweaty neckbeards or just like really, I don't know, ostracized or outliers, ostracized people or outliers, which I don't think that anyone can enjoy anything, in my opinion. And yes, stereotypes are born from something, but those stereotypes can change. And unfortunately, old stereotypes stay longer than they are welcome. And so I loved Magic the Gathering, and I actually went to state in New Mexico for Magic the Gathering. I got put out in the first round, though. I got obliterated. But it was such a cool experience, and ever since then, I've been super obsessed with card games. And the reason I mentioned Magic the Gathering and my background on it is Magic the Gathering Arena came out. Now, keep in mind, I had tried every Magic the Gathering digital adaptation up to this point, and I didn't really enjoy any of them. They were either too limiting on the deck building side, or like certain sets weren't included, or it was just too limited in the card pool, or I didn't like the monetization models and stuff. Now, when Magic the Gathering Arena came out, I think it did a good splash. It is the best digital form of Magic the Gathering I think you can play, and I was watching all kinds of gameplay reviews about it, but I could not bring myself to play it until it came to mobile, and ever since it came to mobile, I really enjoyed it. But then I got obsessed with Legends of Runeterra. I think that is the best digital card game ever made to date. That game just does everything right. The reactionary, it's not just a my turn, okay, I played my turn, now it's your turn. It's more like, oh, I played this card, you can react now. Okay, now it's my turn again. Like, it's just so back and forth instead of just a super structured your turn and my turn. And I love Legends of Runeterra. If you guys have not given that card game a try, or if you've never really gave multiplayer card games a try in general, I think that is a solid option. It is so free to play friendly. You do not have to spend a dime, and you can have the most competitive deck in the game after a month of playing, which not any other card game can really say that other than Nova Island, which is another one. Nova Island is the most unique digital card game I have ever played, and I think I play that the most now, just because of its casual nature, but also having that great feeling of being casual, but also luck, but also strategy. It's just such a unique mixture. So there's some card games I would like to suggest to you guys in the multiplayer format. And then also, when it comes to deck building games, there are so many great ones on mobile that you can't have on any other platform. And I can't get enough of deck builders, especially when they're roguelike deck builders. Slay the Spire really popularized the genre, and Slay the Spire eventually came over to mobile. But I really, really enjoy that genre as well. So that is a genre that I think plays really well, are card games. Now, a genre I don't think I think that could play really well on mobile, but is extremely underutilized, is real-time strategy games. What's the deal with that? So my most viewed video on my channel is my review of Northgard, and Northgard did a fantastic job of porting the entirety of Northgard over to mobile without making any concessions, and the controls were actually very good. They were kind of funky at the start, but the learning curve isn't too bad, and once you learn the controls, they are so good. And so it can be done, and we don't see that many RTS games on mobile to this day. Don't get me wrong, there's Rome Total War, I think, and then there's also, what is it? It's the World War II real-time strategy game. Oh, I cannot think of it right now. I'm totally brain farting. But between those three, off the top of my head, I can't really think of any others. Maybe there's simplified RTS games like the Clash Royale kind of subgenre of RTS games. Yeah, that's about it. I think those are extremely underutilized, and I'm still waiting for Northgard to be the catalyst that brings other really good real-time strategy games to mobile. I'm sure the only thing that doesn't translate well is the right click, which I'm sure there's a simple gesture that can be done on touchscreens to simulate that and make it good. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below about anything that I've said so far, about your thoughts about card games on mobile, as well as why is there a lack of real-time strategy games on mobile. It's just so strange to me. Now, a genre of games that doesn't work well on mobile, I don't know. I think pretty much anything can eventually be done really well on mobile. I think platformers are actually pretty tricky, especially precision track platformers, because if the controls are off on a platformer, it can be extremely frustrating or unplayable. And I feel like platformers have come a long way, but still, like the S tier platformers usually use like a very simple one-touch system. But I think that we're still waiting on like a perfect side-scrolling kind of back and forth regular 2D platformer on mobile. Oddmar is basically it, I would say, about as good as it gets. But other than that, I can't really think of any others off the top of my head. I'm sure there are others, but that's a game. I think that one's one that's very tricky to get right on mobile. And sometimes there are just really bad ones on mobile, to be completely honest. Now, games that are actually people would perceive to be very bad and were very bad back in the day when they first came onto the platform, but are actually pretty good, are first-person shooters, in my opinion. First-person and third-person shooters. Those control schemes have come a long way since the old days of the App Store. Look at Call of Duty Mobile, for instance. They have basically a control scheme for anybody and their mom, and it's fully customizable down to the size of your buttons, where they're placed, what buttons are on your screen, where you can flip-flop. It's just nuts. The amount of customization, like if you do not like the control scheme of a first-person shooter on touchscreen, it's almost your fault at that point. And that's just a genre that I think just really works well. It really clicked with me at the start of my streaming career. I used to play a ton of Bullet Force, if you guys know what that is. It's basically a mixture of Call of Duty and Battlefield before Call of Duty came onto mobile. It was like basically the Call of Duty before Call of Duty Mobile. And I was obsessed with that game, and that's what really got me into first-person shooters. Another example of a first-person shooter that performs really well and is very casual is the Shadowgun series. I think the Shadowgun series, especially Shadowgun Legends, I think is what it's called. It just has a fantastic control scheme, very smooth to utilize and very easy, like the double tap to aim down sight and then the auto shooting. It's just comfortable to play. And yes, it's more casual. It's easier to do because of that, but I think they just play extremely well. And I think there's still a lack of new shooters coming out. We have some great shooters coming out this year, if you guys didn't know, including Apex Legends Mobile, which I am extremely excited for. I'm a huge Apex Legends fan. It's my favorite battle royale of all time, closely followed by Fortnite, but I don't touch Fortnite at all. I haven't touched it in years now. But Apex Legends is incredible, and I loved Fortnite Mobile when it was out, but Apex Legends is coming this year. Followed by Valorant. Valorant is supposed to, I don't know if it's going to be a cross-platform version of Valorant or a mobile-only version of Valorant. I haven't looked too deep into it yet. But Riot's class-based kind of, whoa, why am I blanking right now? I am totally blanking on the game. But it's a class-based, why can I think of the super pop, Counter-Strike. Like I said, raw and uncut, I'm keeping this in. Now, it's a class-based Counter-Strike multiplayer shooter with objective-based game modes usually, and it looks awesome. I actually bought a gaming PC to play it, and I wasn't disappointed. It's a very well-done game, and I'm very excited for the mobile scene on that. I can see people sweating it out, and I'm excited for that to come this year as well. Now, there's also a Battlefield equivalent coming out this year as well. Now, it's a Battlefield Mobile. I assume it'll be basically Call of Duty Mobile, but with Battlefield Mobile, and it'll have all of the greatest hits when it comes to maps and modes and stuff like that. So that has a lot of potential. Now, again, I don't know if they're going to be coming out this year, but Warzone for mobile is coming out, so its own Battle Royale. I'm not too excited about that because Warzone is in the toilet, and it has been for almost a year now. And then another Call of Duty game is coming to mobile. I don't know if it's going to be a zombies exclusive. They have no details on that, but I don't think that'll be coming out this year, but next year because of them not releasing any details about it. But there's some first person shooters to look forward to. If you guys haven't dipped your toes in, the excuses are becoming limited for you not to try some out. Let me know down below what your favorite first person shooter is, or shooter in general on mobile is. I'd be glad to know. And I think there's a huge lack of single player first person shooters on mobile. And that's probably because the demand isn't there, and it's just not worth it for a developer to put that much time and effort into creating a first person shooter that's only single player and most likely premium if it is single player. So it's just interesting to think about. Now, are there any other games that don't work well on mobile? I'm trying to think. This is kind of jumbled, but I do think puzzle games work really, really well on mobile as well. Puzzle games are incredible. RPGs are incredible on mobile as well, just because RPGs are mainly menu-based unless they're action RPGs, and I honestly prefer turn-based RPGs, which is the opposite of my childhood. Other than Pokemon, I didn't really like turn-based RPGs. Shout out Golden Sun. I did like Golden Sun as well, which is a turn-based RPG. But yeah, turn-based RPGs work really well on mobile. And then also puzzle games, word games, except for Tetris. There's still no way to really accurately implement Tetris, and that's my go-to puzzle game. I love Tetris. I just ordered Tetris for my original Game Boy, and I'm just going to play. I've never played original Tetris, but I basically played every other version of Tetris known to man. And so I'm ready. I'm so excited. I'm probably going to play the crap out of it. And here's a gaming suggestion outside of mobile gaming, and that is Tetris Effect. If you haven't played that game, that is art. It is one of the most satisfying Tetris games to play that I've ever experienced. But yeah, puzzle games work really well. That's about all that I had that I was thinking about. Just as a heads up, on a completely different side note, if you guys are listening to this on mobile, or if you usually watch my YouTube videos on your mobile device, like your phone, not iPad, I always post community posts about sales that I think are significant, or sales that I'm interested in, or sales that I think you guys will be interested in. I've kind of started using the community post feature as that primarily. I used to use it as almost like a social media post, but I figured that I can use my actual social medias for that and save community posts exclusively for polls to ask you guys what you want in future videos or new content or any suggestions, or just to see what your guys' favorite things are and make it easy for you to just select an option instead of providing a comment under a video. And so now I've been posting sales. Like my most recent one, I think, was Battle for Bikini Bottom, and it was 99 cents, which is a very hefty price cut. And I've gotten several DMs from many of you saying thank you for me posting those. So I think those are the best way to utilize the community posts, is by posting those sales. So please, if you're watching on PC, make sure you check your mobile every so often and check my community posts. Now, they will appear in your feed just naturally as you're scrolling, or you can go to my channel and go to community, and then it'll show my community posts on your mobile device. But they haven't been approved. I guess it's in beta, or it only works on mobile for some strange reason. It will not work on an iPad or if you're viewing it on any other device. So just a heads up on those so that you guys can utilize those and benefit from those, because I only post sales on games that I think are actually worth that sale. And I'll usually say, oh, this is a steal of a deal on this game, or, oh, this is a great game in general, here's a sale for it, stuff like that. So I'll still try to maintain that. It's not going to be super consistent, but maybe like once a week or whenever they pop up. So there's a heads up on that. Now, I am going to do one plug. My TikTok, at the time of recording this, I don't know when I'm going to post this, but it is so close to 10,000 followers. And if you guys have not went and checked out my TikTok, I know there's a lot of you, especially as of recent, since the new year. We're growing at a pace that I've never experienced before. It's faster than literally ever, according to analytics, which is really exciting. And if you guys are new here, check out any of the descriptions in any of my videos and go to my TikTok page and pop that follow. I literally post every single day on TikTok, and I haven't missed a day since November, which is crazy. It's been a long time, and it's really starting to pay off, and I am snowballing, and it's my biggest platform, period. Now, YouTube will always be my priority. It's my platform. YouTube is my platform. But I cover games that I do not cover on my YouTube channel on my TikTok, and vice versa. I will cover games on my YouTube that I don't cover on my TikTok. So just make sure you follow me on both of these platforms so that you get all of the content and also get introduced to all of the games so that you don't miss out on one that you initially would have enjoyed. So that's the only plug I really wanted to do, because I truly believe that a lot of you will like the TikTok page. Even if you don't like TikTok, period, just go on there, follow me, because I'm conceited and narcissistic, and just follow me and use it just to watch my videos. And I guarantee you it will pay off and you will enjoy it, because it's a little bit of content every single day from me. Just 30 seconds giving you a good game to try out, either premium or free. So that's a heads up on that. Also, thank you to those of you who commented under my retro gaming video and just talked to me about that. Sorry about my dogs barking and stuff. That was really fun to do and just share a little piece of my life with you guys. And it helps me grow closer to you guys as my supporters, as my friends, so to speak, as my acquaintances. So I appreciate you guys supporting that one-off video too. I think it gives a little bit of personality to the channel and sets it a little bit apart, just so you guys don't feel like you're just following this like robot that just poops out games for you guys to experience. Hopefully you guys feel like it's a tailored experience where your friends sharing something that they love with you because they think that you'll enjoy it. And that's the vibe I'm aiming for with my YouTube channel. Again, thank you so much for all the support. I really do appreciate every single one of you, all the support. I can't say it enough, and I end up saying it in every podcast. But thank you for every comment too, especially the comments. I love getting to know you guys. Even if it's just a short little comment, it still gets me to know you guys better and remember you guys over other people. And I appreciate that. The connection is where a lot of the reward comes from YouTube. So I appreciate you guys willing to make connections with me, even if it's just a small gesture. So this channel has made it past 1,000, which I literally never thought was possible, and we just passed 1,100, and it hasn't even been halfway through the new year. And so, I mean, halfway through January, which is nuts. I just can't believe it. Like, this little side gig that I never thought anyone would watch, and it would just be a virtual journal for me personally, has turned into something that others enjoy. So it's very surreal. I don't take it for granted. And I really appreciate you guys spending your precious time that you can't get back experiencing my content. Anyways, look forward to the next episode, because I am not recording another episode unless that guest that I mentioned before is on it. So no matter how long it takes, it will not be a solo episode for this next episode. Please stay tuned. You guys will not regret it. I think this guy is going to have so many good thoughts and viewpoints and perspectives for us to experience and appreciate and share. So I love you guys. I hope you guys are staying safe, and my dogs are fighting in the background, so this is perfect timing, and take it easy.